Morning, y'all. Pinball here. Happy Wednesday. We made it to hump day, so good thing there. Hey, before we get started today, first thing I wanted to let everybody know Travis over at the Prepared Homestead started something that I think is pretty cool. He's got a map of the states where if people contact him, he's going to kind of put a thumbtack into the map where everybody is around the country who's wants to be in it but is in the prepper community, and then he's going to keep a database, a very simple one, of just names, emails, and relative locations. Like for me, it says East Tennessee. It doesn't say what city I'm in or whatever. And that way, if people are looking for groups or people to talk to that are in their local areas or relatively local areas, he has a way for everybody to connect. I thought it'd be a pretty cool idea. Wanted to share it out there with you. Travis has got some really good stuff on his channel as well. So go check out Travis at the Prepared Homestead. If you feel like joining into his group, that would be that's up to you. But I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So, all right. So let's get into today's topic and how I want to start this. I want to paint a picture for you. Okay. So it's a couple weeks from now. The election's over. One side won, one side lost. Who cares which one it is for sake of argument here? Half the country's pissed off. We know that's going to happen. Okay, riots are going to happen in the cities, big and small, all over the country. Buildings are burning, stores are destroyed, protesters are blocking streets, taking over cities. People are getting beaten, shot, and killed. Sound fun, huh? This is what we're coming up for. You know it's going to happen. You don't know if it's safe to leave your home. You worry about your kids, your parents, your friends. Okay, this is what you can expect to happen in the next few months. Not imagine, expect. And no, I'm not trying to fearmonger. If you've turned on the news anytime in the last 6 months, you know this stuff's already going on. It's only going to get worse. Okay. So now let's take it one step further in this picture I'm painting. The country goes back on some sort of lockdown in the midst of all of this due to COVID. We're already seeing, I guess New Mexico's already done so. All of a sudden, the stores are all closed. Okay, this time there's no Uber Eats, there's no convenience store, gas station, grocery store, Walmart to get stuff. Okay, either the stores have all been looted, they're burned down, they've been destroyed, the employees aren't going to work, something. Okay, again, not maybe as probable, but this is definitely going to happen in some spots. Just look at Chopper Chaz, a few months back. You weren't getting anything in that part of Seattle for a month. Okay. So let's get this scenario straight. It's flat out dangerous to leave your house. Even if you do, there's nothing open. But damn, you're out of bread and eggs. So what are you going to do? And welcome to the topic of today's discussion, bartering. This is something we're all going to have to do. So let's take this scenario out even a little further, okay? Now it's a couple weeks into the lockdown. The stores are still closed. It's dangerous to go out, but you're at least pretty safe in your immediate vicinity, your apartment complex, your street, your neighborhood, whatever it would be. So you go off across the street and you ask your neighbor if he has any eggs and bread. You want to feed the kids breakfast. You want to see if he can share any. No, he doesn't have any. He's in the same boat as you. So you go over to the next house down the street. Well, that neighbor has some, but he says you can buy it from him. For $10, he'll give you a dozen eggs and a loaf of bread. It's expensive, but you need it to feed the kids this morning, so okay, you give him $10. So now we're a month into this chaos. Now you're out of more stuff. That same neighbor now wants $10 for 3 eggs. Okay, his stock's going down a little bit. His chickens are laying, but not as fast as all the neighbors are coming over saying, "Can I get some eggs? Can I get some eggs? Can I get some eggs?" Okay, so the value of the eggs has gone up. Okay, and value of anything goes up. Obviously, you've got to pay more for it. Supply and demand. We all know how that works. And the way you look at it is, hey, it's just a piece of paper in my wallet. It's a $10 bill. Who cares? Here's $10, 3 eggs. I don't care. Okay. So now we're 3 months in. Okay. You don't have any more cash. The ATM's been shut down forever. You had $1,000 saved in your emergency fund there in the house in cash, and you burned through all that buying eggs and bread and milk and whatever you needed from different people that you could get it from. Okay. Pretty much everybody's realized cash is useless at this point because if the stores aren't open, you can't go anywhere. I mean, eventually fiat currency turns into a worthless piece of paper, but you still need stuff. So now, What are you willing to give up to get 3 eggs this week? A pound of beans? 5? 10? Okay, you get my point. You never want to be the person on the needing end. You always want to be the person on the having end. Okay, seriously, could you imagine paying $10 for 3 eggs or giving up 5 pounds of beans for them? I couldn't. Okay, that's the reason we prep. Okay, yeah, there's been questions. This is an interesting question that comes around. Every once in a while, there's a weird one that's on different channels. And all of a sudden, I've been seeing a lot. Can you freeze eggs? Yeah, you can. You scramble them up, you put them in a Ziploc bag, you lay them flat, and you freeze them. Okay, now you got little pancakes of eggs. That's how you freeze eggs. Okay. Sidebar there. Okay. Time is going to come eventually, even if you're fully stocked. You stocked 6 months worth of food, you stocked a year's worth of food. There's going to come a time when you run out of something you need, like 6 months in a day or 1 year in a day. Okay, you can't prepare for the rest of your life. You'd need a warehouse to put that much food in. It'd spoil. Okay, so eventually you're going to need something, and in return, you're going to have something that you can trade, something that may have values to others. So I want to go through 10 things that have value to others that you want to stockpile so you have it for barter purposes to give, so you can get something in return for value. But before that, I want to go through the top 5 rules in bartering, okay? And these are, bar none, do not violate these under any circumstances, okay? First one we pretty much all know, but I'm going to go over it anyway. Never show anybody what you have, okay? Make the deal verbally out in the street. Go back into your stash, into your pantry, wherever you keep anything, the basement, the cellar out back, I don't care where it is. Go get the 5 pounds of beans, the 2 cans of whatever you're going to sell them, and take it out, and make the trade out there. Do not ever bring somebody into your pantry and show them what you got, okay? You're just setting yourself up to be the victim later of somebody who runs out of something going, oh, I know Joe up the street's got stuff. Let's go break into his house. I know exactly where it is. Okay. Rule number 1, never show anybody what you have. Number 2, never go alone to a trade. Okay. Even though they may be your best friend, you don't want to get double crossed or risk there being 5 of them and 1 of you. Okay. Because guess what? If that happens, you're going home empty handed. You want to give them a pound of beans for a dozen eggs? Guess what? There's 5 of them. They're going home with the pound of beans and the dozen eggs, and you're going home with a black eye. That's about how that one's going to happen. Okay. Number 3, this is one that I cannot believe that people actually talk about. Never, 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 ever trade ammo for anything, period. Okay. I don't care how bad you need something. The last thing you want to do is arm someone who 3 weeks from now knows you have stuff when they don't, and you've just given them ammunition to come to your house and forcibly take it from you. This time they're going to trade the bullets back to you, except they're just not going to give you the brass casings to go with it. Okay. Number 4, never trade food for anything except another food item. Okay. Do not trade food for lighters. Do not trade food for socks or whatever would be. Okay. You need to eat too. Remember, every piece of food that you trade away is one less meal you have down the road. Okay. Never trade food for anything other than another food item. You have to somehow have something you're going to eat. Number 5, never trade fuel for anything, just like ammo. Okay. You're not going to be able to get more of it for a long time. Who knows? If the power's out, if nobody's going to work, the stores are all closed, you're not going to be able to go to the gas station and get another 5-gallon can of gas. Okay. Don't trade gas, don't trade wood, don't trade propane, don't trade charcoal, nothing. You're going to need every drop you have. And I know there's people out there who say, oh, there's wood out there. There's plenty of trees in my neighborhood. I can trade some firewood off and I can get, a pound of beans for it. That's great. But if you ran out of gas for your chainsaw, are you really prepared to chop down a tree with an axe and cut it into usable pieces of firewood with an axe? Okay. Is that work worth the pound of beans you got? That's what I'm saying. Never trade your fuel. Okay. So, what sort of stuff should you stack up massive amounts of for use and trade? Okay. First one, lighters and matches. They're cheap as hell to get, okay, but they're going to have great value down the road for somebody who doesn't have any way to make fire, all right? And yeah, you can talk about ferro rods and everything like that. That's all fine and dandy, okay? The average person doesn't know how to use them. Pretty much everybody knows how to use a lighter or matches, okay? So you're going to do that. Second off, alcohol. Buying airplane bottles of booze is a good idea. Also costs a little bit of money, okay? Why not learn how to make wine or some sort of moonshine, okay? That way you can trade a quart mason jar of wine or moonshine, and there's going to be a lot of value in this because people are going to want some alcoholic beverage, okay? If you can make a quart bottle of moonshine, which I mentioned in another one of my videos, the recipe for it, you can make a quart bottle of moonshine for probably about, or not moonshine, wine, for about 75 cents, okay? You know, for 10 bucks, I can make 2 gallons of it. So, cigarettes. This one's a bit yay or nay. It's a little risky here because they are expensive. You know, I quit smoking years ago, but I mean, I think carton of cigarettes cost you like 70 bucks now, depending on where you are. You know, and they go bad. Okay, but it's something to think about. If a lot of people in your area smoke, maybe you pick up a carton or 2 of cigarettes and have them, because you're going to be trading those one by one, not pack by pack or case by case. Or carton by carton. That's for sure. Okay. Socks. Here's another one. People are going to want socks, especially when it gets cold. Socks wear out quick and don't mend well. Yeah, you can darn a sock, but once you get a big hole in the heel, it's, you know, usually the fabric is paper thin anyway. So storing extra socks for you is a great idea, but buy even more because there's going to be a lot of value in a pair of socks in cold weather. Okay. Aspirin and Tylenol. If you think a headache is only good for, you know, what aspirin and Tylenol is good for, you know, just wait till Aunt Flo comes by. Okay, that aspirin and Tylenol may save a lot of people's sanity. Okay, bandages, gauze, medical tape, anything of the sort like that. Always want to have that. Always want to have more because everybody's going to get injured. Everybody's going to need it. It's one of those you're probably not going to get a whole lot of value out of it because compassion is going to be there. Somebody's hurt and you're going to want to help them, but you may get a little bit of goodwill in return. You know, somebody may offer you something. Oh my God, thank you. You could help me. You know, here's a can of Spam or whatever to, you know, thank you for that. Just something. Duct tape and cordage. This is something we all know to stock up plenty for ourselves. You know, duct tape is a one-use thing. Once you've used it, pretty much can't use it again. Cordage, sure, it can be used over and over and over again, but I guarantee you that unless you're prepping, you don't have a whole bunch of paracord or anything like that. Other people are going to need it. Okay. Feminine products. Trust me on this one. Okay. Great barter item. Other paper products, toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates, anything of the sort, Kleenex, you name it, whatever you want. We all saw the rush back in the spring. For some reason, everybody wanted toilet paper. Okay, if everybody wants toilet paper, that stuff's going to come at a premium come 4 or 5 months into a scenario that we don't want to be living in. If you got toilet paper, there's some value. The last thing is skills that you have. You can always trade your carpentry skills, your canning skills, your medical skills, your mechanical skills, your sewing skills, something that other people might not have and you can. You know, hey, my chainsaw's not starting. Can you fix it? If you know how to fix a small engine repair, you know, they're going to pay you somehow, and it's going to be in material goods of some sort. So, you know, just think of things like that. Your skills that you have are a valuable commodity. Now, some people will be really good at this, some people aren't, but these are things that you need to prepare for. Okay, remember the value of something is only what somebody else is willing to pay for it. Okay, I'm sure y'all have many other great ideas. Please put them in the comments. Let everybody else in on your wisdom. Let me in on your wisdom. I'd love to hear some too, because, you know, I don't have all the answers. Okay, but that's what we're all here for anyway. Share ideas, help the community. Okay, so in the meantime, guys, as usual, you know, pray for the best, prep for the worst. Pinball out.